I'm Molly Baker, the beauty director for Moi Skincare. Today we're in Lyon, France at Strand Cosmetics Laboratories, where all of our Moi Climate Smart Skincare products are manufactured, tested, and packaged. Today we're going to do something a little breakthrough that hasn't been done before. We're going to take you inside the lab so you can see exactly how our products are made and meet some of the scientists behind the brand. Come take a look. So Gail, you were such an important part of the development of the Moi Skincare brand, and when Ulli came to you and presented her concept for it, the world's first climate smart skincare, it's a category that never existed. What we believe at Moi is that you shouldn't be buying your products by skin type. It's much more important to take in consideration the climate that you live in. How challenging was that for you?
That was very challenging, thank you. It's actually a very new way of thinking development of premium skincare products. We had to think very closely to the active ingredients, which are very important to protect the skin from the climate and the environmental stresses. And we also worked a lot on the raw materials, 2000 that we have in-house, for us to be able to develop textures that are very climate specific and that are not too heavy, and for them to protect the skin from the environmental stresses that we are under different climates.
You had to take temperature and humidity into consideration in a way you have not before, correct? So do you think of specific raw materials and ingredients that will help counterbalance temperature and humidity?
We worked a lot on the raw materials of the texture also, for them to be biomimetic, for them to be able to protect the skin, because the climate, the humidity and the temperatures, they alter the barrier of the skin. Sure. So we have to find for the texture and for the active ingredients something that can counteract these problems.
But at the same time, you're dealing with oiliness and dryness because they are the result of the environment. So you can still use some of the thinking of how to counteract the oiliness and dryness for skin. It's all about hydration, correct?
Yeah, it's all about hydration. So we use squalane, which is an ingredient that we find in the skin in another form, the squalene, and we use the squalane because it's more stable and it repairs the skin. We also use retinol, which is very important to protect again the UV light, and for the textures to protect from aging.
Tell me again, why is retinol so important in a climate smart skincare product?
So actually the retinol that we use is an encapsulation, and it is very important because it's protected in the cream, and also it can diffuse in the skin at the right place at the right moment regarding the climate that we are against.
Gail, thank you so much for taking us through all of the products. It's very exciting to be a part of this line and to really hear what went behind the scenes to creating the brand. Thank you. So Emmanuel, we're in a very important room. This is the quality control room. How important is it for you to check and make sure the quality of the raw materials is all perfect?
Yes, it's a very important part of our job, because we have to check that the raw material we receive is the right one, so we check it, and we check comparatively to a reference sample, and we check a lot of criteria to be sure that the product is good, and then we control also the microbiological quality of the raw material. When we receive the packaging, the new batch of packaging, we check that the quality is good and that the mentions are right in accordance to the reference sample.
Great, thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome, thank you.
We are now on the production floor at Strand, where the product is about to get filled into the packaging. But what you didn't see that happened before we got here is that Strand first bulk produced the formulation, set it aside for 7 days for quality control and to make sure that the product remained pristine, no bacteria developed, and after those 7 days it brings us to this very moment where the product is getting filled into the packaging. Now, after the product is filled into the packaging, it is then set aside for another 7 days for another round of quality control to make sure that the product remains safe, effective, and pristine once it's put into the final bottle. Ulli, what an amazing day we have had. It has been so educational going through the labs. You know, as a former magazine beauty director at Women's Health, I've been to labs before, but this was truly a unique and extraordinary experience. And as the founder of Pour Moi, this must have been an incredible journey for you.
It has been, and I had nothing but the best experience with Strand. I came the first time in 2011 and I met with Gail, and we sat down and we looked at some of the medical journals to really understand how skin is changing in different climates, and it has been an incredible journey since then.
I can see that you guys have made an incredible team, and I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy that Pour Moi is out there for everyone to try. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.